This is Brandon and Tyler. They are both content creators, and they are looking to upgrade from their current electric vehicle ownership experience. Tyler works full-time as an artist and stares at the sky for a living. And Brandon collects blades of grass part-time for a living. Together, they have a budget of $30 million. Join them and their dogs Orchid and Harvey on their journey to find their next electric vehicle. Here we join Brandon and Tyler as they sit at a local cafe in Cleveland as they weigh out their options for their next electric vehicle. Which one will they choose?
Okay.
So we have a lot of options to weigh out here.
We do.
Yes.
We have 3 options here. So let's go with the first one. So the first option is option A, which is the Kia EV6, the wind all-wheel drive, which we both really loved a lot.
Yep.
It was just hard to find one.
Yeah, very hard to find one, and plus the markups that we were dealing with definitely kind of made it more of an option that I would want to put on lower on the list, but that's obviously something we're going to run into.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Well, option B is a Tesla Model 3.
Okay.
It's a sedan, but you know, we've always wanted a Tesla, so that's an option.
Yeah, I like the Model 3. It's high on the list. We'll have access to the supercharger network, which will make it easy to drive across country. The nice thing with the EVs we're looking at is that all of them have networks that stretch across the country.
Oh yeah.
But the Model 3 is something that we're relatively familiar with.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then last option is the Hyundai Ionic 5, which we love, but there's so many markups with it, it's been so hard to find one. And we want the limited.
Yes.
Because we want all the features, but I feel like it's so hard to find that.
Yeah, and the Ionic 5 isn't sold in Ohio yet. There's only one dealership in the Cleveland area that we would have to go to, and they're marking the vehicle up. We'd have to go out of state to find one. I mean, personally, I'm kind of going for option D, which is
what's that?
It's a 1997 Toyota Camry.
Oh, perfect.
Only 32 were made in the world, so they're extremely rare. But if we could find one, it'd be very reliable. But it's not electric.
Definitely.
But it's kind of high up on my list.
It's kind of high up on your list. Okay, cool.
So, out of all of these that we're looking at, which one do you think we should go with?
Let's rule out option C, because it's so hard to find that car, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, so let's just rule that out. So now we have A and B.
Yes, and we're not doing D because it's a gasoline car.
Yeah, we can't do gas. We can't do gas.
Yes, so the EV6 and the Tesla Model 3.
I know which one I would pick.
Okay, I do too. You ready to unveil it?
Let's go.
Okay.
So anyways, everybody, this is our brand new vehicle. It is a 2021 Tesla Model 3 long range that we got a fantastic deal on.
Oh yeah.
And to be honest, we are so lucky that we even found this vehicle. So it may come as a surprise that we ended up going with the Tesla based on our EV shopping series, all the vehicles that we drove and all the experiences we had. Those were all fantastic vehicles, but we really couldn't pass up the opportunity when we found this specific one.
Definitely not.
No. And before we get into details of, the how everything turned out with the Model 3 and how we purchased this, we definitely want to let everybody know the reason we did this is we were running into some headaches with the dealership.
Lots of headaches.
Lots of headaches. There were markups, which if you're not familiar, that's where the dealership adds an extra cost onto the MSRP of the vehicle. A lot of dealerships are doing that right now because stock is low at a lot of different places. Their inventory was also something that we were running into. Some of the vehicles that we were really looking for, like the EV6 and the Ioniq 5, which were on the top of our list, we would have had to either pay a markup or go out of state to get a vehicle.
Yeah.
And which was adding just a lot of effort, and to be honest, I'm impatient and I wanted to get into something pretty quickly. So when we found this, we dove onto it, which is awesome. Very happy with it. So I'm gonna pass things over to Tyler. Tyler's gonna go into details about how we found this vehicle and what we got rid of to get into this car as well.
Yeah, so we traded in our 2021 Volkswagen ID4 First Edition for this Tesla Model 3. I actually found the Tesla on cars.com on a Friday night, and then on Saturday we decided, hey, let's just go look at it, because what they were asking for the car just seemed too good to be true. So we're like, hey, let's just go look at it. It was at a Volkswagen dealership about 30 minutes away from us. So we went ahead and we had an awesome experience with them.
Yep.
And got a great trade-in value for our ID4. Our lease was paid off, which was amazing.
Yeah.
We even had so much positive equity, we put it right into the Tesla.
Yes. So, to go into details about exactly how much we paid for this and the story behind it, as we mentioned, it was a used Model 3, but at the time when we purchased it, it actually had less than 2,000 miles, which essentially made it a brand new vehicle.
Yeah.
So the story behind this is that there was an older gentleman who purchased 4 Model 3s. And he was, from what we know, is that he was too embarrassed to cancel them. So he's actually been selling these vehicles to the dealership that we purchased this from. So it's extremely low mileage. This car was delivered originally back in September of 2021.
Yep.
So he only had it for about 7 months. And like we mentioned, he only drove it less than 2,000 miles. So the vehicle is brand new. All of the warranties transferred, and we also got extra goodies from the dealership. We bought it from like a paint protection as well as an interior protection warranty, and just a lot of extras that you typically wouldn't get when you bought a brand new Tesla directly from Tesla.
Yeah.
So we got pretty lucky there.
We also saved thousands of dollars by buying this, certified pre-owned Model 3 compared to waiting to order a new Model 3. And that was a big factor for us. Is like, hey, we can go pick this up today.
Yep.
We don't have to wait for a car. We don't have to pay a markup on the other cars that we were looking at on our list. And once we drove this, we were like, sold. Absolutely sold.
Yes. Yeah, we couldn't believe it. We test drove some of the other Teslas that they have on their lot. They actually have a Tesla Model S Plaid on their lot at the moment. But this one really just impressed us because it is brand new. And with it being a 2021 versus the 2020 we drove, there are updates to it. Like you have the projector beam matrix headlights.
Yep.
You get the brand new interior with the refreshed design, as well as the black trim along the windows, as well as the door handles. So we definitely, I would say we got a really good deal. Overall, based on the positive equity we had with the ID4 and the Bolt buyback, we essentially picked this up before tax and the delivery fees for about $45,000. And a brand new long-range Model 3 MSRPs for over $52,000 now, because Tesla just recently increased their prices. So we really got a good deal. And as we were signing paperwork, the dealership actually said that too. I can't believe we got this lucky.
I know.
So, with that being said, before we dive into some of the pros and cons, we do want to reiterate to everybody, we started Everyday EV educating about all electric vehicles.
Yep.
And just because we picked up a Tesla Model 3 does not mean our channel is going to become a strictly Tesla channel. We're going to talk about some of the accessories we've purchased for the vehicle. Obviously, we're going to talk about ownership because a lot of people are still interested in that.
Yeah.
But we will still continue to cover all electric vehicles because we want all electric vehicles to be successful.
Definitely.
So yeah. So do you want to start off with the initial pros and cons that we've picked up with the car?
Yeah. So I'm going to start off with the one and only con we have with this car. Now, we came from a 2019 Chevy Bolt and a 2021 Volkswagen ID4 into our Tesla Model 3. The one thing we miss so much after having so many cars with this feature is Apple CarPlay.
Yes.
The infotainment in the Tesla is great, but we really miss the functionality, especially of iMessage in Apple CarPlay in all the cars that we've had before this one.
Yes. Yeah, and we know that the Tesla does have the feature to text through the infotainment, but from what we've researched and what we've experienced, it doesn't really do the best of jobs compared to what Apple CarPlay could do.
Yeah.
So like that's one thing that we really miss, and we miss accessing our media through Apple CarPlay as well. Yes, we know we can log into Spotify and some of those other media applications, but for us, we're so used to having Apple CarPlay that was pretty much all we utilized in our other cars.
Yep.
So I personally miss that the most.
And that's really the only con that we have with this car is we're losing out on Apple CarPlay, but there's so many pros about this car.
Yes.
One thing is this car, we know Teslas, we know there could be build quality problems. We looked all over this car and really couldn't find a single thing. There's a few alignments we need to do with the charge port and the trunk, just little adjustments, and honestly, it's solid, it's perfect. There's no rattles, there's no noise. It's super smooth compared to our Model Y experience.
Yes. Yeah, which we might think, based on our shopping experience with the Model Y, we think that there might have been something wrong with the suspension based on the conversations we'd had with other Model Y owners. However, the build quality for this Model 3 that we picked up is fantastic. That was one thing that we looked over the entire vehicle before we bought it to make sure that all the panels aligned, everything was just really solid. And to be honest, I think this is actually one of the best Teslas besides a Model S that I've driven that just feels so solid. There's no wind noise, there's no rattles, nothing like that. Besides some of the, the feature, or not features, like some of the issues that we're noticing with some of the alignment with the charge port in the trunk, like Tyler mentioned, overall the car is pristine, and we got very, very lucky with that.
We did.
Yes,
yeah.
very lucky. And overall, the experience has been really good. And now the one thing that's kind of surprising me the most in my first initial impressions is that I thought I was familiar with Tesla, but the thing is that I've never personally owned a Tesla. I've only really had experience from selling and educating about the vehicles when I worked for Tesla. So this is all new to me. We're learning all the features on the mobile app, which to be honest, is one of the best mobile apps out there. Works seamlessly.
It really is.
We don't have to have a key anymore.
Nope.
We can just start the car with our phone. So that, that works really well, but my initial impressions is that I just can't believe how much I'm still learning about this vehicle, and I'm sure it's going to come with time. But another thing, we want to reiterate is that Tyler and I have now moved to one car. We no longer have two cars, and the reason being is that we work from home, and we are going to be moving out west, and this vehicle, based on the supercharger network and the different features and cargo space and just a lot of the features that we're looking forward to in a vehicle, this car offers that.
Yep.
So overall, we're very, very happy with our choice.
Definitely.
Yes. So, with that being said, just to reiterate again, we are not going to become a Tesla-only channel. We still look forward to continuing educating about all electric vehicles as well as EV ownership. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos as well as our Tesla ownership videos. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and sharing this video with your friends. And as always, take care.
Stay safe.
And make every day electrifying. We'll see you guys in the next one.